if I say I'll make it easy for you?
Yes,
What if I say I'll make it easy for you? Then will you give
I'll
it a
be really
try?
happy.
Okay then, chalo. So I think I've chosen the right topic. So I will be basically, I think you have a chapter called Language of Chemistry in ninth grade ICSE syllabus, right?
Yes.
So there are certain topics. I'll just write the names and you can tell me what you know about it. Okay. So we have elements. We have something called as atomic symbols. Mm, we have your favorite chemical formula. And we also have something called as valency,
Valency
charge, yeah,
radicals.
ion, radicals. Correct? So basically, if you want to learn anything in chemistry, I think these are the few terms which you really need to understand and should be able to apply also. Okay, so if we start with elements, I think it's very basic. So it's basically substance made of same type of
Pure
atoms.
substance.
Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at the periodic table, which looks something like this, so we have 118 elements. Correct. So
Yes.
let's pick sodium. So sodium, and this is the symbol, right? So most of the symbols are derived from the Latin or Greek names. So we have natrium, we have gallium, and all of that. Okay, but in the periodic table, of course, it's not convenient to use the names, the full name of the elements all the time, especially since we also use chemical formula, and that's the reason we have atomic symbols for each element, where it's basically the first letter of its name, or first and second, or first and third, right? And whenever you're writing the atomic symbol, this is the very very important thing that you have to keep in your mind, that the first letter should always be a capital and the second should be small. So if you're writing chlorine like this, if C is small, so then it is not correct. So C is in uppercase and L should be lowercase. If you write it like this, it is wrong. Something you already are aware of.
Yes.
Okay, so we know what an element is. So these are the substances, a type of matter which is made up of same type of atoms. Correct? Okay. So the minute you look at any element, okay, what is the first thing that, if you want to understand it in a deeper way, if you understand the element better, or if you want to collect more information, what is the first thing that you think you should know about that particular element?
Um, Element.
Hmm.
What am I supposed to do?
That's what I'm telling you. Okay, sodium. Okay, and I want you to figure out the properties, maybe chemical, physical. Okay, so what is the first,
Sodium is
like,
a non-metal.
it is a non-metal.
Is it a metal?
Yeah,
That's what. I'm very weak in chemistry.
it's okay. I think you are at the right place now. Ah,
Sodium is a metal.
hmm.
Uh, it can be combined with chloride to make salt.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, what else?
Okay, so before you look into, okay, sodium reacts with chlorine, in order for it to react, it should lack something, right? What is it? Why is it reacting? That is my question.
Why is it reacting?
Yeah.
Because it is an element.
Okay, so you also have helium, argon. They do not react with chlorine. Why are they not reacting? Why is sodium reacting?
Because they don't have any free atoms.
Sodium has free atoms. What if I'm giving you one sodium atom,
Yeah.
only one atom? Huh. So why is it reacting with chlorine? And I'm also giving you one helium atom. Why is it not reacting with chlorine? So
Because
what
helium's a
is
noble, it's a noble class. Helium cannot have one atom.
helium? Is one atom, no? So see,
Okay.
when it comes to elements,
Because helium has a completed valency shell.
ah,
Sodium does not have any, like, it either is incomplete or if it either absorbs or it donates to like complete its shell.
okay. So whenever you look at elements, no, the first and foremost thing you need to know about it is its atomic number. Okay, that tells you a lot about, as you said, you were kind of a bit confused. Is it a metal? Is it a non-metal? Right? So the minute you understand the atomic number, and if you can write the electronic configuration based on the atomic number, you'll be able to figure out the position. So based on the position, you'll be able to figure out the properties. So whenever you've been given an element, always figure out the atomic number. So do you know the atomic number of sodium?
Atomic number of
Okay, let's start with hydrogen.
hydrogen,
Hydrogen.
helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sodium.
Oxygen is
Oxygen is 8.
fluorine.
Chlorine,
Fluorine, FF. That is, next.
iron. No, iron cannot be.
Huh.
Uh,
It's a noble gas.
helium.
Helium
No,
is
wait,
second.
argon.
Neon.
Neon.
10. 10. Okay. 11.
Neon, magnesium, sodium.
Magnesium is 12. Yeah. Okay. So sodium is, which means its atomic number is 11. Correct. So my next question to you is, what exactly is atomic number? What are these numbers?
They're like um an order of like the amount of reactivity of the ascending order of metals and non-metals and the reactivity of according to the reactivity.
Okay. So if you look at the periodic table, Taha, so the elements are arranged according to the increasing order of atomic number. That's exactly what we did, right? We started with 1. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Yeah. So what exactly is this atomic number? Atomic number is a total number of protons present in the atom. Okay. So when I'm saying sodium, I am talking about the element, and it can have any number of atoms, right? So, but when we are considering the chemical reaction reactivity, we are only picking one atom. So now I have drawn the structure of sodium. So where you will have 11 protons. Protons are positively charged, and you also have here in this case of sodium, so they have 12 neutrons. So you have protons and neutrons in the nucleus, which occupies very, 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 very less volume. And then there are shells. Okay, there you can find the electrons. So now every single atom is electrically neutral, which means they do not possess any charge on them. But you have protons which are positively charged. There are electrons which are negatively charged. So the question is, how are they neutral? So that is because the amount of positive charge will be equal to amount of negative charge. You're getting it? So there are 11 protons in sodium. There are 11 electrons also in the same atom. So plus 11 minus 11 is
0.
yeah. So that is the reason they do not possess any charge. So when I say atomic number of an atom, okay, it shows or it represents the number of protons present in that atom. Why not electrons? You can ask, because they have same number of electrons and protons, right? But an atom can lose or gain electrons, but it can never lose a proton or gain a proton. It is impossible for you to remove or add a proton in a chemical reaction. In radioactive, yes, because of the amount of energy that requires. It's even like if I'm trying to remove an electron from sodium atom, I can remove electron from the outermost shell, which is away from the nucleus. But as I go closer and closer, the amount of energy which is required to remove electrons increases. Now, even when I'm trying to remove the electron, maybe the 8th electron, it's not possible. Now, imagine going all the way till the nucleus to remove a proton. When it comes to energy, it is not feasible at all. Okay? So, for now, I want you to understand atomic number is the total number of protons. Why are we not defining it using the electrons? Because the number of electrons in an atom can change. That atom can lose or gain electrons in order to become an ion, but the number of protons will not change. Is that clear? Yes. So now I told you, hey, the atomic number of sodium is 11, which means, oh, it has 11 protons. It also has 11 electrons. Correct? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So now using this atomic number, we can write the electronic configuration. Do you know how to write the electronic configuration?
Electronic configuration. Yeah.
Okay, so for 11, yeah, sodium, can you try writing the electronic configuration? Let's see.
Sodium. So
Hmm.
it has 11. Okay. So
Hmm.
2 in the
Hmm.
first shell.
Hmm.
K shell.
Hmm.
And then 8 in the L shell.
Hmm.
And M shell will have 1.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever the remaining electrons, you just put it to M shell. So K shell, its maximum capacity is 2, and then L can have maximum of 8 electrons. So after filling 8, so next we move on to M. So M can have 18 electrons, but sodium we will be left with only 1, which we have put in the M shell, which means 2, 8, 1. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. So how many electrons it has in the valence shell?
How many electrons? 1.
It has in the valence. Valence is the outermost shell. Okay, so
0.
we all,
I mean,
this is first, this is second, this is third. So this is your valence shell, the one
yeah.
which is away from your nucleus. Right, this is the innermost, and then this, and this is the valence shell. How many electrons it has? Sodium in its valence shell.
1.
One, right. So now you tell me sodium has 281. So in the innermost shell it has 2 electrons, in the second shell it has 8, and in the valence shell it has 1. Now the question is, if you look at noble gases, we just discussed that they are inert, right? You were the one who told me, because they have completely filled a valence shell. That is the word you used. So now complete, so we have something called as octet configuration, right? Every element, every atom, they all want to become stable. And the only way of attaining that stability is by having 8 electrons. Correct? In few cases, there are exceptions also. Helium, hydrogen, they can have, there is only one shell, so they can have 2 electrons maximum. So now you look at the electronic configuration of sodium. You tell me what is a better option. It either can gain 7 electrons, okay, so it has to gain 7 electrons, or it can choose to lose 1 electron. What do you think is easier? What would you have done?
I don't know.
Okay, so you have 11 apples, okay, so they are like, either you can have 10 apples or 18 apples. So will you end up just losing 1 apple or just giving it away, or will you go looking for 7 extra apples?
I'll go looking for 7 extra apples.
Okay, do you like apples? Because I think I would have preferred to just lose one. Because sodium also, it thinks like me. So sodium is like, you know what, I don't want to gain electrons, because even if it wants to, it is not possible. Imagine gaining 7 electrons again. It's all about the energy. Okay, so it is like, I cannot. And because when you have just 11 protons and having 18 electrons, so it will not be able, it won't be stable. Okay, so sodium is like, okay, let me lose 1 electron. So that is the reason you told me about sodium will form react with chlorine to form NaCl, right? So here what happens, your sodium atom gives 1 electron to chlorine. It is like, you take it, I don't want. So when it gives that 1 electron, when it transfers that 1 electron, your sodium becomes Na plus, which is an ion, right? So what is an ion?
It's it's a it's not a charge.
Hmm. An atom or group of atoms with a charge, right?
Yeah.
So now the question is, why did it gain
But
plus
isn't that
1
a
charge?
radical?
Hmm. No, radical is the particle with unpaired electrons. So there is a difference between radical and ion. Okay? So now my question is, so generally in math or even in our everyday life, we are like, whenever you lose something, it's always minus, right? Whenever you gain something, it is plus. Correct? Now you try to explain why Na has +1 charge and not -1. Because it just gave 1 electron to chlorine.
Because it gave 1 electron to chlorine.
But why is
Yeah.
it +1 then?
Because it's borrowing 1 electron from the air.
No, it is giving air. There are no electrons. It has to
No,
happen between atoms. It doesn't happen in air.
it's absorbing an atom
No.
to
We are
complete
talking
it.
about one atom, okay? I have told you that this sodium atom had 281 electrons. Okay, that is the electronic configuration. That 1 electron in the valence shell has been transferred to chlorine atom.
So
And
what
now
does
you
the
write.
minus Na?
So that's my exact question. Like, why do we write it as Na+1? You see it anywhere, any textbook, it is always +1. Why? Yeah, see, this is the common confusion among students. So they're like, if it is giving away electron, then why are we writing it as Na+1 and not -1? So that because +1 or -1 does not represent whether the electron has been lost, given away, or gained. It represents the overall charge. Okay, initially your sodium atom had 11 protons. So +1 into 11 is +11 and 11 electrons, correct? Protons have +1 charge, electrons have -1 charge. So +11 minus 11 is 0. Correct. So sodium did not have any charge. So now once it transfers that electron to your chlorine atom or anything, can be to oxygen, bromine, anything. It is like, I just want to lose an electron. But the number of protons remains the same. Correct. Because we have not removed the proton. As I told you, you cannot touch protons in a chemical reaction. But 1 electron has been lost. So now +11 minus 10 is how much?
Plus 11 minus 1.
+1 or -1?
Plus 1.
So whenever you see a charge on an atom, please remember it represents the difference in the charges, not, oh, I have given electron, so it should be -1. I have gained electron, it should be +1. No. Okay. So now, since I have told you
1 minute.
about,
Can you just give me 1 minute?
yeah, sure.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
So this is clear how
Yes, ma'am.
sodium gets positive charge on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have chlorine. What is the atomic number of chlorine? Wait. Let's continue. Sodium 11. Magnesium.
12.
Next.
Chlorine.
Next.
Aluminium.
13. 14.
Chlorine.
Yay. Silicon.
Silicon. Then chlorine.
No. Phosphorus, sulfur, and then chlorine.
Some
Okay.
19.
No.
18.
17 now. Okay, so what will be the electronic configuration? You tell me. I'm not helping you.
2, 8,
Hmm.
7.
Okay, so now again it has two options: losing 7 apples, gaining 1 apple.
Uh, Losing 7 apples. Because I already
No!
gained 7 apples in the first part.
Okay, so
Just
chlorine
joking.
and I know, I
Gaining
know.
1 apple. Gaining 1 apple. So it's Cl minus.
Good, you are on our team now. Yes, very good. Cl -1.
Minus.
Right, so now what happens? You have sodium, which wants to lose an electron, and then there is this chlorine, which wants to gain an electron. So when they come together, what do you think happens? What happens?
What?
There is sodium, which wants to
Yeah.
lose an electron. There is chlorine, who wants to gain an electron. So when you bring them together, you are mixing
Yeah.
sodium and chlorine. What happens? Ah?
Uh, Salt.
Yeah, so this is chemical bonding, right? So sodium becomes Na+1 by giving electron, and chlorine becomes Cl-1 chloride by gaining that electron. So now, whenever we talk about chemical formula, no, you have to make sure that the positive and the negative charges are balanced. If I write for sodium chloride, I'm asking you to write the chemical formula. So if you write NaCl2, it is wrong. Why? Because sodium
Why?
has +1 charge, whereas chlorine here has 2
Why
atoms
can't
of
I write
-2.
Na2Cl2?
See, always chemical formula, according to the definition, it should be the simplest representation. Okay?
But we
So
can still write Na2Cl2.
that's what I'm saying. I can write Na100Cl100 also. But why? So we always, whenever it comes to the ionic compounds, you know what ionic compounds are?
I think I forgot.
Okay, so when metal and non-metal combines, there will be transfer of electrons that leads to formation of ionic compounds. Sodium chloride is the best example. So you have thousands of sodium ions surrounded by thousands of chloride ions. It's basically a cluster. Okay, I cannot count all the sodium ions and chloride ions, right? So whenever it comes to ionic compound, we always represent the ratio in which they exist. 1:1. But when it comes to magnesium chloride, can you tell me what the molecular formula will be? What will be the charge on magnesium? Is the screen frozen or you're not moving? Hello? Am I audible? Is it my internet? Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Magnesium chloride.
Yes. Magnesium chloride MgCl2.
Mm. Yeah, why MgCl2? Because magnesium has 2 plus charge, because it is 282 and it loses 2 electrons. So now obviously one chlorine atom can gain only 1 electron. So we need 2 chlorine atoms to gain 2 electrons. So it will be MgCl2. Understood? Yes? Okay. See, so when it comes to chemical formula, I want you to just look at it as a puzzle. So you have a name, you have to convert that into the formula. You have the formula, you have to write it in the form of a name. So maybe if we have another class, I'll make it easy for
Yes.
you. So for today, I've given only 25 minutes. I did not even like introduce myself. My name is Surabhi, you know that, right? Yeah, okay, it's written
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so I've been teaching chemistry from a very long time. Yeah, I'm pretty old. So today we went through language of chemistry, very basic stuff. But I hope if we have next session, I want you to revise this and come. Okay. So what did we go do today? Can you just quickly summarize?
Chemical formulas and
Uh,
electronic configuration
uh,
and ions.
ions, atomic structure, right? Very
Yeah.
simple. Yes. Okay, then that is all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
ma'am.
Good night. Yeah. Bye
Good night,
bye.
ma'am. Bye, ma'am.